Hello Marymede Catholic College community. We're now halfway through term 2, and so we'd like to share with you some thoughts and insights from our students about what they've been learning recently and what they're looking forward to coming up. Enjoy! Given some of the topics you're studying at school, what's something you're curious about?
I'm really enjoying English. I'm just really curious on creative writing. It's a good fun topic. We're currently learning about animals and the perspective of animals in certain conflicts like war and government and all that.
What's something one of your teachers does that's really helpful for your learning?
My English teacher, he's always happy, always walking around. He's got a good vocabulary and good knowledge. He knows a lot about history and he's always walking around, and you can have a good conversation with him even if it's not about work.
And what's something you're looking forward to coming up at school shortly?
Looking forward to more psychology. It's a good fun subject. You learn a lot about the brain and how it functions, how people think, mental disorders, and yeah, it's good to know about.
What have you been learning at school recently?
In Japanese, I've been learning about environmental issues, and in Viscom, we've been learning about design industry practice.
And given some of the topics you've been learning recently, what's something you're curious about?
I'm curious about how designers work with their clients in Viscom, the field of Viscom, to achieve designs that they want.
What's something that one of your teachers does that's really helpful for your learning?
My media teacher helps me in a range of ways. The first being that she offers advice with my production that I'm currently undertaking, and also we've just been learning about the different media forms, and she helps navigate us in a way that we can complete this SAT.
And what's something you're looking forward to coming up at school shortly?
I'm looking forward to retreat after our exams, because we'll all be able to gather and pray and just enjoy each other's company.
What have you been learning about at school recently?
So in maths, I've been learning financial maths, so that's really real life based. I've been learning like how I would need to do interest only loans and stuff in the future. And in English, we've been doing argument analysis, so just reading articles and just learning how to compare them with another article, as well as breaking it down and analysing it.
What's something you're curious about in relation to a topic you're learning?
Well, in maths, I am curious about doing my own interest-only loans when I'm older, and learning if I am going to borrow money, how much interest the bank will be earning, or if I'm investing money, how much interest I could be earning.
And what's something one of your teachers does that really helps you with your learning?
One of my teachers is really hands-on, and we do a lot of practical work, especially in Italian. That's one of my task-based subjects. We do a lot of hands-on stuff, and we do a lot of practical oral speaking.
And what's something you're looking forward to at school shortly?
I'm looking forward to retreat, Year 12 retreat. We've got that coming up in a couple of weeks after exams, just to spend time with my house group and get to know my teachers a little bit better too.
Dylan, what have you been learning at school recently?
The suffix and prefix, and the prefix is the one that goes before the base word, and the suffix is the one that comes after the base word.
Excellent. And who's your class teacher?
Miss Lydia.
And what's something that she does that's really helpful for you?
Math games.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So one of them is like a container, not a real container, like a cardboard with kind of like little bubbles with even numbers, and you have a dice and roll it, and you have to double it, and the number that you get, you have counters, and then put it on the number that you double. That's one of the math games.
What have you been learning at school recently?
We've been learning some spelling and religion, and most of the things, like we do maths and a lot of other things.
And what have you been learning in inquiry this term?
We've been learning some things about food.
What have you learned?
So I've learned about like which foods are healthy and which foods aren't unhealthy.
And who's your class teacher?
Miss Lydia.
And what's something that she does that helps you with your learning?
Whenever we do an activity, she comes around and helps some of the students that need some help. So when I need help, she's always there to support me.
What's your inquiry topic this term?
Our inquiry topic this term is about immigration.
And what have you been learning?
Why people immigrated to Australia.
And what's something you're curious about in relation to immigration?
I'm curious why the reasons they immigrated to Australia.
What are you looking forward to coming up at school?
More into school sports.
What have you been learning in religious education recently?
We've been learning about God and how He helps people.
Who's your core teacher?
Miss Peters.
And can you tell me something really good about how she helps you with your learning?
If you don't understand the question, she'll tell you it again and explain it to you.
And what's something you're looking forward to at school?
Into school sports.
Hope you enjoyed the thoughts from our students from Year 2, Year 5, Year 10 and Year 12. Best wishes to all of our students in the coming weeks as they finish off their studies in the second half of Term 2. Have a great weekend, everyone.